Welcome back, guys. Today I'm presenting you the Enigma unlock. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the Enigma before. ICT is the one that mentioned it, and I believe that by the mercy of Allah, I was able to crack the code and build an indicator to make it easy for us to trade the Enigma. In this video, I'm going to explain to you how it works and how to trade it. The Enigma analyzes the highs and lows of candles. So for example, here you have a sell arrow above this candle. Why? Because the low of this candle was broken. When this candle closed bearish, it closed beneath this low. That's why you have the dotted line. So your entry has to be above or at the line. That means when the market reverses above the line, you can either enter blindly, right? But I would not suggest that because the trend can change at any time. Or you identify your line on the higher time frame like this with the indicator, and then you can highlight it like this, and then you go on the 5-minute time frame or the 1-minute time frame, whatever you're more comfortable with. You'll make sure that you are during London session or US session where it's the most volatile, and all you got to do now is whenever the market goes above that line, you check the time. So for example, here, this is the Asian session. So if I put this here, you'll see this is the Asian session, okay? And here is the London session and the US session. So as you can see, let's go back again on the 4-hour time frame. So you can see where we are right here, okay? So you can see if I put my mouse here, you look at the time, 9 a.m. New York time, right? And this is the line. So the signal is coming here on the 20th of November. And then the entry, the process of the entry and the exit basically is on the available session, which is the New York session, right? So if you go on the 5-minute time frame. So when you install the indicator, I would advise when you go to the settings to make the visibility at 30 minutes, right, and above, because I do not know yet how to fix the many arrows. So what do I mean by that? If I go to the settings and I apply the full settings by default, you have many arrows, right? And that is not because it doesn't work. It's just that, so for example, here, change the pips amount. So here, how it calculates the wins based on the amount of pips. So that means whenever the price, if you're looking for a sell trade, for example, and based on the example I showed you earlier on, so a candle body closed below a previous candle. So let's go again on the 4-hour time frame. So you see it updated to 87 wins, and I'm going to explain to you how this is calculated so you understand. So for example, when this candle body closes underneath the previous low, and then the market retests that low, and then the market moves away by the amount of pips that you set it here. So I put here 50 pips. That's why on the H4 you have 87 wins. But if I go on the 1-minute time frame with the same amount of pips, then it's going to have a different result. So if I don't change anything and I go on the 1-minute time frame, you see the results are different because you're not going to get the same type of amount of pips, right? Because the market fluctuates a lot. But that doesn't mean that you do not have winning trades. It's just that you have to get the table accuracy here, you just have to adjust the amount of pips. So that's not really important. But I'm just presenting you the indicators. I'm trying to cover as much as possible. So yeah, so I would advise to go in the settings and the visibility, you set this to at least the 30 minutes and above. So that you can get only the probability. It works on all time frames, so we can go also on the daily time frame. So you can see on the daily time frame, we have 730 wins. And that is because the concept is pretty much easy to apply and to understand. So if we look at Euro USD when it was going down, you see this candle body closed below this previous candle. So that's why the signal comes in here, okay? And therefore, we would need to wait for the market to go above the line to get a sell trade. So there is no sell trade here. In this scenario, again, this candle body closes below. So that means the signal is here. And then on this candle, you wait for the market to go above the line, the low, right? And then on the London or US session, you find entry and then you trade the continuation to the downside. This candle also, bearish signal, it closes beneath the low, and then the market only retests a few days later, and then after the market continues to go down, then the next signal is this signal right here. It closes beneath the low, the market goes above the high, takes the liquidity, but then eventually it comes back and goes lower. So yeah, that is how the indicator works. For the buy signal, is the same principle. So this candle closes above the high of this candle. So we look for buy trade at or below the line. So the next day we can see the market came and grabbed some liquidity, and then here after they move, continue to move up. So yeah, it's not complicated to follow, I guess, but so here, for example, you would have a signal on top of this because it closed below the low, the market retests here, and then it went down. Okay, so now let's go on the 4-hour time frame. What else I wanted to talk about? If you are a programmer, coder, and you know how to code pin script, I'd be happy to work with you to fix a few issues that I would like. So for example, too many arrows. I know it's accurate, but I mean, too many arrows. I don't know how to fix that. I've tried to work with ChatGPT because I built this indicator with ChatGPT with many hours, a full day of work. But again, yeah, the indicator to me is great. You see, look at this signal right here, because this candle closed below the low, the next candle open, it retests the low, and then you take your sell trade. So you combine the higher time frame and the lower time frame, right? So like I said, on this example here, we take this one. If we go on the 5-minute time frame and we look at the sessions, so we don't trade Euro USD on the Asian session, but that doesn't mean you cannot take the trade. I did take the trade, by the way. I did take a sell trade here, and I'll show you this on screen. Okay, so this is the trade I took in this area on the Asian session, right? Based on this simple example that I just showed you, the low was broken, and then we wait for the price to move above, and then we entered. But I entered the trade during the London session, the Frankfurt actually, because if you look at the entry price, it's when the market was around this area, I think, 105.474. So that's around 105.474. Yeah, that's around this area right here. And then, yeah, the market came back and retested during London and the US session, and they moved lower. Now, you can also do this on the lower time frame. So for example, let me show you another Enigma. So if you observe this candle body breaks beneath the low, right? So if you draw your line here, or let's start with this one. This candle body breaks beneath the low right here. Okay. So we identify this with this line right here. And then the next candle, the next 3 candles, they go above, and then you can sell. And then you have super accuracy. And plus, because you have the time in your favor, because it's US session, your probability of success is going to be faster. Because I did wait a long time, because I didn't want to monitor. I entered the trade and I just waited. But you can also apply it on the sessions like this. On the London session can be applied also, because once you already have your bias based on the higher time frame, the next step is to wait for the session. So for example, here we have this low that was broken, but the price didn't retest right away. But here, when the low of this candle, right? The low of this candle, when it was broken and closed below, the next retest is right here. So that is where you'd get your entry, because now your confluence is the bias, right? The market has already showed you the bias, and plus the market went above the line or the low that was previously broken on the H4. And then now with the momentum of the London, then it's providing internal opportunity. So you can intraday. Okay, so if there are any coders out there that look at this, please let me know so we can fix this, come together. But like you see, this indicator is free. I'm not going to make anybody pay for this. This is nonsense. We have lost enough money in this industry, and it's now time to trade correctly. So you will take losses if you just trade this blindly. If you understand power of higher time frame trends, then obviously you're gonna have more wins than losses. And that's how simple it is. Like, as long as you understand the power of higher time frame trend, you're going to definitely have more wins than losses. And yeah, so another last one just before I close this video. Look at the low of this candle right here. Okay, observe how it was broken. Okay, so that's why the signal is here, but this is not the only low. We have multiple lows, right? So if we identify all these lows here, you can see the market comes above them, and then after it goes down. Okay, so fair value gap doesn't really exist. The market is just reacting based on previous highs and lows that was previously broken. So that's another hoax that we can debunk. But the Enigma is about understanding that any candles that basically close above or below a previous high and low is going to determine the bias. You only need 2 candles to determine a bias. And yes, the market sometimes will pull back aggressively and give you a fake signal. But if you are in line with the overall trend based on the higher time frame, you will not get trapped. You will not be trading this long. You'll just be waiting for your signal. So for example, here, that's a signal right here. It wasn't plotted, but that's a signal. Why? Because this candle body closed below the low. So the market is retesting the low and a little bit higher, because now if you go on the lower time frame, you have bearish candles here, right? And that breaks. So yeah, so that's how it works. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Nico Picasso here. Trade safe.